Alright, as I said before in the past, these windows are not a direct drop-in window. As you can see in the corner, the old original windows were miter cut. These are MC9 windows, and they are curved. And they don't. I have no idea what these windows are. I think they're custom built. They're not MC8. They're not MC9. They're definitely not MC7. So they're something that MCI made up. I'm thinking this thing is part of a kit or something when they converted this from a MC7 front end to I think those are MC8 windshields, which I'm going to have to figure out one of these days because I'm going to have to put new windows in it, but they're either 8 or 9, one of the two. But these windows are not. So what I got to do is make up pieces to fill in that gap so I can mount them. And I don't know if it shows up on the camera or not, but the angle is different. As you can see, as it goes up there, it's up nice and tight here, and up there it's back about, I don't know, almost an inch. So there's 1 degree difference in the angle, and so I have to accommodate for that too. And they're also, if that wasn't enough, they're a little bit shorter. Let me see if I can get up here without killing myself. So they're also an inch or so shorter. So I got to make the filler panels for all that. So it fits okay along the back and along the bottom, but the rest of it, not so much. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing here to make it fit yet, but we'll go along for a ride once you figure it out. Alright, so I'm a little bit farther along here. Not sure whether you can see this in the video or not, but I've got the inner piece formed and in there. Yeah, I think that shows up. And now I'm just forming that upper curve up there. Material wasn't long enough to be able to do it in one piece, so I'm having to do it in multiple pieces, and then I'm going to have to weld them together. So, and this is the inside piece. I also need to make another piece to match this opposite. So it has to go. The window sits in here, and then there has to be a piece from here over to the bus. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'll video that as I do it. Anyway, continue on. All right, so there's what it looks like with the window out of there. That's just the framework in there. That's the first step. Now I have to go and make up the, and I just have them all temporarily riveted, excuse me, riveted in there for it now. Now I gotta go start making the pieces to fill this and that gap there up, and rivet and weld all that in. So that's next. All right, hi again. So I'm going to just form this corner filler piece here. So here's my piece I have cut. I'm just going to go bend it in the brake, and then I'll trim it to the right dimensions. So hang on for a few minutes for that. So I'm partway through making this panel here. Just fit it, traced out the radius of that corner. I'll just trim it out and set it up into place. Alright, and there's all that filler panel all fitted and temporarily riveted into place. What I'll do after I've got all these pieces in as I go along, I just have to weld up this seam here. Oops, there we go. Just weld right along this seam there. And unfortunately, I had to flange it outwards rather than inwards because there's no way to rivet it afterwards. I can't weld it. This is steel, this is aluminum, so it has to be riveted. And so the rivets are, and this is all going to be, you know, I'll body finish all this and everything, so you won't see any of that when it's all said and done, but that's what it looks like for now. Now I'll move on to this upper piece here and that upper curve. Okay, here's the next piece getting ready to go in. And I'll have to make up a filler panel here and another one from here down to here where it meets the other one, and then weld it all together. And the trick here is to get these two seams that are at 90 degrees to each other to have a nice, just so they butt together. And then when you go along and weld it, you can just grind it, you know, grind the edge off of it, and doesn't even look like it's welded. Because I don't want to have anything hanging over here because the window just fits nice in there, so I don't want to have it hanging over here. So I have to make sure that that is a nice tight fit when I go to weld it. So I'll just keep fitting. Okay, so that filler panel is riveted in now. I have to just make up this last little piece here up in this corner. So I will do that next. All right, that's all the pieces are riveted in place now, ready to start welding. I've probably got I guess between 6 and 7 hours in it so far. I'm just going to fit the window in there and make sure it still fits, and then it's ready for welding. All right, yeah, the window fits in there really nice. Ready to weld out. Hang on a second, I'll go up inside. And here's from the inside, so I gotta make up filler panels for the inside here yet too. Here. And from around there. Fortunately, it's just flat metal, so it's that should be pretty easy. There's no forming or anything for that. So it should go fairly well. Keep on going. All right, so there's part way through the welding and grinding process. This front edge is pretty much all done. Still got some work to do there. More welding to do along here. And I'll grind that off as well. Some more work in that corner. Anyways, coming along. Then I'll have to, once it's all welded out, I got to pull the whole thing out of there and seal it up in behind it. Okay, just as an example, that's what it should look like once it's yes, I am. That's what it should look like once it's welded up, and then before grinding. And then once it's ground out, looks more like that. Have the upper section up here to do yet. I'll start on that next. All right, so this is all welded and ground here now. I can't quite get into this corner well enough with this piece in here. It's got to come out anyway, so I'm going to pull it out, and then I'll grind this all smooth here. This corner here is just too tight. I can't get in here to get rid of it. And there's a couple of pinholes. There's one there, and I don't know, 3 or 4 pinholes. So I'll weld those up while I've got it out on the bench. Grinding it like this so it's smooth, even though it doesn't really need to be for, you know, to make it workable. You know, I mean, I like to do it just because it looks better, but not only that, the pinholes show up. So when you grind it like that, you can see the pinholes, and you can go ahead and weld them up. So that's why it's nicer to do it like that. Then you don't have to put a bunch of filler and all this kind of stuff on it. So anyways, that's why I do it like that. Okay, so there's the driver's window, all finished up and installed. I'm pretty happy with it. Came out pretty nice. One down, one to go. Second one, I always say this, but second one should go faster because it's you know, doing the first one kind of always trying to figure it out, and you don't really even notice the difference once it's all painted and installed and everything. You don't really notice the difference in the angle between the two, or you know, between the windshield angle and that MC9 window. So pretty happy with that. It's all good. All right, so I'm just starting on the passenger side window here now. This will be basically the same procedure as the driver's side one, except that this added challenge here, which I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. This is where this is, you know, was the old original door, so this is deeper here than it is on the other side. So I'm going to have to build something to fill this panel in here as well. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I didn't really know what I was going to do on the other side either, and just started building, and it kind of worked out. So I guess I'll do the same thing on this one. All right, I'm back again like a bad rash. And all this is end of the day. Got it all mocked up, tacked together. Tomorrow I'll weld it out and paint it, finish it. It should be done by the end of the day tomorrow, I hope. So that's not so bad. About I don't know, 6 hours work, something like that, to get to that point. More tomorrow. All right, back again. Got this all welded up here now. Just gonna go along and grind it all smooth, and then pull it out of there, and same as the other side, and you know, seal it up, paint it, all that fun stuff. More later. All right, and there's the passenger side window all done. Again, the clamp ring's not on it yet, so I'm gonna, it's all dusty and dirty and whatnot, same as the one on the other side. I'll take both of them tomorrow and clean them all up, and then install them permanently into the openings. And once those are done, you know, once that's completely done, then I'll move on to pulling this front skin off and working on the steering.